this stockpile here. I'll show you. It's pretty rough. Some of it is. You can see how big the clods are. So what we're going to do is I'm going to set my let me set it up for a walking topo. We are going to make sure I'm in the one where I want to test it. That's the one. Okay, so we're going to go right down here to this little guy, and we're going to hit walking. And you can see I changed that to 7 feet. And the reason I changed it to 7 feet is because when I hold it up right here, when the tablet hits my shoulder right here, I know I'm pretty close to 5/10 up. So, or half, or right, or the antenna. I'm sorry, the antenna height is right at 7 feet. So keep in mind when you start this, you want to start it with it up here, because when you press start, or measure, it's going to take a shot. Okay, so when you get into around these clods and things, so your horizontal, this is record mode here, so we're going to do the horizontal interval. We're going to change that to, on this particular pile, because it's so rough and it's got tight turns, I'm going to put it at I'm just going to put it at 5 feet. So every 5 feet that I walk forward, it's going to take a shot. And my vertical interval, because when you have big clods like this, you can stumble and the bottom of the stick hits them and it throws you off. Sometimes it might be better to go a foot. I find it pretty good to go about 75 hundredths. So we'll go 75. And we're not using a quick release. And fixed distance, and we'll accept that. Okay, and then to start your topo, so we're going to call this, we're going to go into, we want to do a volume boundary line. And I'm going to put, let's see, should I put 221? I don't know how that got to be 32. I don't know what happened there. Actually, I'm going to put, this is Stockpile. This is Stockpile by Marina. So let me just put Marina. Stockpile Marina volume boundary. Okay, so we're going to hit accept. And see where it says start. Now you want to hold this up, and you're going to follow for the volume boundary line. You're going to follow as close as we can to the toe of the slope. So I'm going to hold it up about here. I'm going to press it. Now every 5 feet I go. I'm going to pick up the pace a little bit here. And I'm stumbling. Oh. See, sometimes you got to go over the clods. Like right here, I got to fight the plastic, and if I raise it too high or get too far away, so you got to kind of estimate here. Get in there. Gotta get away from that stupid plastic. So what you can do is, if you got to go around something, try to get it to take the shot as close as you can, like right here somewhere. Where is that? Okay, now I can go around it without raising it and get it back in here and start following the slope again. And it should take a shot right there. There we go. That's a rough patch. So if you hold the intervals too tight, then you're not going to be able to move around these deals. But if you get it too long, then it's not as accurate. So we're getting there. Okay. There we go. So I'm back to my beginning here. Okay, so let's zoom in on there and see where I am. Yeah, okay, so we're going to close that out by changing, just all you got to do is change to a brake line, because we're going to do a brake line next. Okay, we'll hit accept, and you'll see it finishes off that boundary. And you can see the other thing too is when you do a walking topo, the lines are all kind of nice. So anyways, so I'm going to start right here actually. See how it just took off? Okay, so as I go up, it's taking the shots. So all I'm doing is just following the ridge line, keeping the antenna at 7 feet. Okay, now I got to decide where I want to go on this one here. I think I'm just gonna drop down here, follow this around like that. I'll go one more. Come on, there we go. Okay, and so that's one brake line. We'll do another brake line, but I want to move over here right where I want to start because it's going to take off. Get my antenna where I want it, hit accept. Okay, and it's going. So I'm doing the opposite ridge line. One more. There we go. Okay. Oh, I still gotta go over here. Drop down here. And no, we'll call that one good error. Okay. Now we got our brake lines, we got our volume boundary. Now we can do any points that we want. So I don't really see on this particular one, I don't see any points that we need to do. I think this is going to be close enough. So we're just going to hit cancel there, and we're going to just zoom out and see what it looks like. Okay, so we got there's our brake lines, there's a volume boundary. Okay, so everything's good. So we're gonna want to go into sorry, wrong one. Kogo, and we want to review and edit data, and it's already select boundary, it's already selected. So we'll zoom in a little bit here, and we'll just highlight that line, and we'll hit accept. And you got 214.22 cubic yards. So that was a rough one. What I could do to see if see how much difference it is I could take a standard topo and and see how much it changes. But that's pretty much how you do a walking topo.